Hey guys, welcome back! Are you looking for some inspiration to create a beautiful fall tablescape this year? Well, you are in the right place because I have transformed my dining room with this beautiful neutral fall decor design that I'm sure will fit into any household. I'm so in love with the way this turned out, and I can't wait to point out some of the DIYs that I've done throughout the video so that you can recreate this look at home. I'm so excited that you're here, so let's get started. So the first thing to consider when you're getting ready to style a dining room table, for example, is to think about the surrounding area. And so I like to set the scene for what I'm about to set up on my table. So you have, for example, like in my case, a dining room, you can go ahead and decorate the dining room first prior to decorating the dining room table. If you don't have a separate space, if you have something like a hutch behind your dining room table or shelving, this is another great option to go in and add some decor to those shelves to really inspire you to bring in that design that's going to allow you to match to the tablescape. So you'll see the first things I'm going to be bringing in here. I have this really beautiful large pumpkin, and this is actually a DIY. So you'll have to check out that video on how to create these pumpkins. I made them out of sweaters, and these turned out really beautiful, and they make great decor pieces because you can make them any size that you want when you make them yourself, and any color that you want, of course. Now, I'm going to go ahead and add in some textiles to the surrounding area. I like to take some of the chairs from my table and put them on the outskirts of the room with some pillows and some throws to give it a little bit of warmth and texture to the surrounding areas. I really love this oversized large glass vase. I just filled that with some stems from Hobby Lobby with this beautiful ash blue pumpkin arrangements. And then on the back table there, on this little kind of hutch that I have here, I'm going to add in this really beautiful wooden bowl with this vase that I actually got from Lowe's, and it's from the home and garden section, and so check those out for sure. They're really beautiful. I decorate with them throughout my house, and I put in some of these nice faux pampas grass mixture variety pack that I got from Amazon, and I can link that in the description below. And one of the tips that they say with that pampas grass is if you put it out in the sun, that it'll help it expand a little bit more. And so I tried it. I don't know if it expanded it too much or not. Maybe I didn't have it out there long enough, but it was definitely interesting to try, and I think that the piece turns out quite beautiful regardless. Now, to add a little bit more to that table, I wanted to show you something. I do bring in 2 pumpkins, and something that is interesting when you're styling something, and I've talked about this before if you've been to my channel before, is adding elevations is always a good idea. And so you can kind of see the before and after of this pumpkin when I place them first and then adding the elevation of the 2 books. Then it adds a little bit more dimension, and it really elevates that look. And so I would encourage you, if you're having a hard time figuring out what's missing when you place things on a table, add in some books or even some stands to create different level of height variations, and I'm pretty sure that you'll find that you'll get the look that you're looking for. The other thing that I bring in here is this tree that's actually a Christmas tree from Walmart from the Christmas time. But I just turn it around and I actually pull those branches forward to give it a little bit more of a full appearance. And since this tree is made of pampas grass as well, I think that it really pulls in the design, and it doesn't feel Christmassy at all to me in this display. And so I really love that you can take something like this and use it and recreate it for something else at a different time of the year, and not necessarily have to buy something twice. And just for a little bit more information, that oversized canvas art on the back wall is also another DIY project that I will show you how to do in another video. I'll have it linked in the description below. And this is a nice project because I actually change this canvas art out per season to have a different photo up there. And so depending on what kind of style I put my dining room in that season, I can have a corresponding wall art piece to go with that. So it's really a nice and versatile art project that we can work on in another video with together. Now on the other side, I'm going to be placing these nice wreaths that I got from Hobby Lobby on the mirrors. I really like to put wreaths on the mirrors. I think that that is a nice way to add a little bit of texture there, and I think that the reflection of the wreaths is also quite beautiful. And then I go ahead and place a garland on the top there, and you see that kind of blue-gray color. I do bring that into a couple pieces throughout the display, and the reason that I do that is because it kind of pulls in from the tapestry canvas art that I have there on that back wall. And so I like to incorporate the colors that I bring in into either pairs or into triplets throughout my designs. And so you'll see that I kind of pull that through the garland, as well as some of these pumpkin stems that I place throughout the scene as well. And I like I said, the reason that you want to do that is because creating that pairs is going to be what causes the balance in your design. And then I add a nice lantern to the display with a couple of nice candles on the inside to add that coziness to your decor. And then to finish that out, I do place another piece of that cheesecloth type of fabric inside the lantern, just to give that texture, because you know guys, I like to layer my textures. Now that we have the room set up, we're ready to go ahead and start with the table display. Now the first thing you want for your table is either a nice soft textile of a tablecloth, or if you like the look of your table, you would go in with something like a table runner. And so this table runner I've used quite frequently, and it's actually a oversized ribbon that I got from Hobby Lobby. And so this comes on a roll, and it was a really great price. And so if you look at the price of some table runners, they can be quite pricey. So this is a really good option for you if you're looking for a way to save money. Now if you've seen my videos before, you know that I love to layer and textiles in just about everything that I do, and the tables are no exception. And so I have another table runner here that I also got from Hobby Lobby, and that was after season, so it was on sale. And then I just layered that on top, right on over that burlap ribbon, and I think that the pair really creates a nice look. Then I'm going to go ahead and think about two things. I want a centerpiece that's not going to be too overwhelming, and then I want to make sure that I'm going to be bringing in plates that are going to emphasize the black and white design of our centerpiece and our table runner. So let's start with the centerpiece. I bring in this really nice oversized basket tray, and then I have a couple of nice vases that I'm going to pull in here. Again, I have this dusty grayish blue vase that I'm going to bring in to pull that color from the garland, as well as my back photo and canvas. I'm going to then add stems to that vase to pull in also that match the wreath that I placed on the mirrors, and those two things will kind of blend and pull together as well. And then I'm going to add a little bit of the dried wheat florals to this really nice black and white vase, but I'm going to show you something that's going to be a little bit unique here. If you put just dried florals into a vase, what happens is they tend to kind of all scrunch together and it doesn't really look that nice. And so one way for you to get those to fan out a little bit, because in a dry floral they don't have wire in them like a fake or faux floral does. So you have to kind of work with what you got. And so you can actually make this wire DIY. This you can either make yourself, wrapping it around some wire around some sort of cylinder. So whether that's a paper towel empty roll that you would have, for example, and you just wrap that around there in a sporadic pattern. And additionally, something else that I want to point out, if you do this at home as a DIY as opposed to purchasing them, you can make that custom to be the size of your vase. So for example, if you had a wider mouth opening to your vase, you might want to use a little bit of a stronger gauge wire as well as a larger cylinder, so maybe a pop can, for example. So that's something to keep in mind, that you can customize that for the type of vase that you have at your home. I'm going to go ahead and bring in this piece that I inherited actually from my grandma, this little carnival glass dish, and I encourage you to use things that are meaningful to you in your displays, because that's going to really make it feel personal to you as well. And then I add in some of this pine cones with these glitter acorns, and the style that I have here overall is not really a glitter style, but I have a very sparkly chandelier, and I've talked to you before about things being in pairs, so I actually wanted something just a little bit of glimmer, just to kind of pull your eye up and then back down to the chandelier and to the tablescape, just to have something that's going to sparkle as well on the table. So just a little bit of an accent there to kind of complement the chandelier is why I put those there. I then add these flute boards that I got from Hobby Lobby on sale after season. They are from the spring collection, and hopefully your Hobby Lobby still has them, because they were a really good price and a really good deal. The after season sales at Hobby Lobby are always crazy to me, because things are marked down heavily and the items are not season specific. So these wooden boards are certainly not only for spring, and so that's something I encourage you to look for when you're on a budget. Go, for example, the fall stuff is going to be going on sale soon, so they're going to be bringing out Christmas items, and so look through the fall items and see what they have there that may be something you can use for different seasons, and that's going to give you a lot of versatility, and you're going to be able to get a lot of bang for your buck. And then lastly, for the plate display, I actually bring in just a fun little placemat with a nice texture, and then I layer that with a charger and this black and white plate that you're not going to be really surprised to hear it's actually from the Dollar Tree. And so the Dollar Tree, I tell you guys, has really nice plates, and so you really want to check that out. I think, if you've noticed in some of my other videos, I've used these kind of like a tan colored plates with the texture and the black rim. They're beautiful, gorgeous plates. I've had them for years. They're also from the Dollar Tree. So they're really good quality. They're heavy plates and they last a long time. And so check their collection out, because they are always coming out with great new products. And to top these plates off, we're going to go ahead and add in my new creation of this pumpkin napkin folding. I was really wanting to create a pumpkin napkin, and I was like, well, how am I going to do this? And I had the idea that when I would fold a rose, which I know how to do, that I could make the tails longer and fold those back in on itself to create a pumpkin. And so that's what I did. I got some cinnamon sticks. To create this, we're going to fold our napkin in half to create a triangle. Then, starting at the bottom, we're going to fold that back up onto itself in approximately 1-inch segments 3 times. And then you flip it over and you take your cinnamon stick and you roll that pumpkin up over top of that cinnamon stick. tuck the tail in, and then when you bring the two edges up and around, instead of, you know, having it look like a rose like it normally would at this stage, it's going to look like a pumpkin, because you're going to take those leaves, you're going to tuck them around and push them down in the top around your cinnamon stick, and it creates such a cute little pumpkin. I was really pleased with the way these turned out, and my own little creation. So I'm pretty sure you haven't seen them before. Maybe you have, but I have not seen it, this style of pumpkin folding before for napkins, and so I was pleased to share that with you today. So guys, this is the final look. I was really pleased with the way this turned out. It's a very simple and elegant look to my dining room, and I think that this is something that you can try most definitely in your home if you really like that kind of clean and neutral, calm aesthetic for your fall decor this year. And if you like a different color palette, I do have other fall tablescape videos that you can check out. I have, you know, even the, you know, vibrant reds and oranges that are the classic fall decor look that you can see from last year, and I'm sure that, you know, there will be something there that you'll enjoy. So thanks so much for sticking around to watch the video to this point. If you would like to give me a thumbs up, that would be amazing. If you are subscribing new today, please let me know in the comments below so I can say hi. I'd love to say hi to everyone. And I just really appreciate your support. And I will see you next time, guys. Thanks so much. Bye for now.